All right, Bimang. Today is Thursday. It is February 23rd. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Today I'm joined by an in-studio guest who I think is a Chicago legend. I'm joined by G.I. Joe, he goes by, and he is a traveling sausage salesman. Is that right?
That and much more.
And much more. You got sauces, you got a whole bunch. Basically, we'll get into it all. Thank you for doing this, first and foremost, coming here so late.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm a 24/7 operator.
You are. So, essentially, for people that aren't from Chicago, people that are from Chicago that haven't seen Joe out and about, I'd say a pretty famous guy in maybe a similar world as the Tamale Guy. Tamale Guy, if you don't know him, he goes to different bars, different taverns specifically that don't serve food, and he sells his tamales.
Yeah, but there's about 5 or 6 of them. There's only one of me.
There's only one G.I. Joe. And so you go and you sell your sausage.
I sell my sausage. Sometimes I give it away, too.
Yeah. You give it away a lot, actually.
Why? I'm a big sample guy. You want to try something, I'll make sure that you get fed. We feed people where I come from.
Yeah, you're not lying. You give away more samples than Costco. Like, you are very generous with the samples.
Much more.
Yes.
More. But it's a good, I need to get feedback, whether it be negative or positive. It's mainly positive.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to grow and thrive on that, too.
Yeah. So I've been, aware of you and seen you in the bars since I was, in my 20s. How did this start? How'd you get to your name? How'd you get the van? Let's start with, how did you get in the sausage game?
Well, my father actually started. I miss my dad. My mom and dad are gone now, but they're still a part of me. And grandfather, too. It was brought down from the generations. And I just kind of ran with it. Me and my brother worked together, sort of hand in hand. I have my own identity. He has his, too. And we kind of make things happen. You want to be a mover and a shaker? You want to make things happen? Get out there. Mm-hmm. And that's how basically I do it. I pound the streets. Sometimes the streets pound me, but that's okay.
But you do have a distributor up in like Zurich or something, right?
That's the other company. That's Deli Direct.
Okay. So that's Deli Direct. Is that where you get all your stuff from?
No, certain things are custom made for us.
Okay.
And then I have things that are custom made for me.
Okay.
We have different identities, though. I have to keep my own identity.
Got you. I mean, you certainly have your own identity. You're G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Sergeant Salami to you.
Yeah, exactly. Are you? So your brother? Where does your brother go? He does the same thing. He's got his own car.
He's got his own truck and he's got his own business. He's not as outgoing as me. He's more low key, but he does stuff, by the pallet or by the caseloads if he has to. I will also too, depending on who we deal with. But he's more or less a warehouser and a wholesaler like that.
Okay. And then how did the idea come about where you're going to do this kind of guerrilla salesman where you're just
That's a good point. You just said that's guerrilla market. You don't see stuff like this everywhere.
You don't, man. And that's what you do. You literally go out there with your sausage and you chop it up and you just give it to people.
Yeah, so that's guerrilla marketing, and it's 1-on-1, 10-on-1, 2-on-1, whatever it takes. I'm out there. I want to make sure people know who I am. I keep my identity, and I want to feed them, and I want to make people happy.
Mm-hmm. So what year did you start?
Oh, I started with my dad. I was running with my father in the 60s. I'm an old man, but that's okay. I got it together. I'm rock solid.
You got it together. You're still going.
I'm still
running. So you were in this was the 60s, and you've just been going on and on. And how many taverns were there? So explain the difference between, for people that don't know, a tavern and a bar.
We basically want both. There's old-time taverns and there's old-time bars. We're throwbacks. See, you don't see stuff like this anymore. When I see an old bar like that, I say to the owner, this is great. This reminds me of stuff that I've seen with my father back in the 60s and the 70s. I say old man daily. When the father was around, there was so many bars. The son got rid of a lot of bars. The father kept things going. It was a place to meet. There was bars everywhere, down side streets, main streets, you name it. Every type of bar and tavern and club you can imagine. But then things started to dry up and disappear. It was like a bygone era.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's because once he came into office or something, I had always heard he didn't like the bars that didn't serve food, which is a tavern. A tavern is a bar that doesn't serve
Right.
Desert food is just a drinking establishment.
I've jumped right. You're right. You're hitting the nail on the head. And that was how it was. And they wanted to get rid of but these were places where people would come and socialize and be together with other family and friends and just enjoy life. It was simpler back then. Now it's just hustle and bustle and everybody's trying to, to get something over on somebody. No, go back to the old days a little bit too.
Yeah. Do you remember how many taverns there were when you first started?
Oh, there was thousands of taverns.
Thousands.
Just in Chicago. Well, we'd run all over the place too. We'd go out to Indiana. We'd go to like Rockford, Wisconsin, even Milwaukee too, with all its bars too. It lost a lot of places. When me and my dad were working, we worked as a team. It was really something, a different era, like I said.
Yeah.
Now it's like a cat and mouse game, But I have a good rapport, and I have good people that love me, even if they have a little food too. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they'll still get some sausage.
Years ago, the bars used to serve jerkies and blind robins. I don't know if you know what that is, blind robins, and pickled pig's feet and pickled eggs.
What's a blind robin?
It's like a dried up old-time fish that's really salty that you don't see. Some people who've been around a long time will remember that. But the bars wanted to have these people eating these things because it would make them drink more. And it was a simple thing. It didn't need to be refrigerated. You could leave it right up on a shelf, and people would grab them.
Yeah,
So
and that was key. So it was basically just kind of an opportunity here. You're like, hey, people are going to want to eat. The bars want us around, so I'm going to jump on this business.
jump on this picnic.
Yeah, and so in your estimation, do you know how many taverns there are right now?
I don't really have a solid clue. There's very few. Be lucky if there was in the whole city of Chicago. To be lucky if there was 500 or 600.
Really?
In the whole city, possibly. Before there was thousands.
And for you, it's kind of like the last scene of The Sandlot. You've seen them all open and close, huh?
I've seen a lot of places come and go, and it kind of hurts me too, though, because I was part of this whole thing too. I've been doing this for over 50 years.
Yeah.
So it was just something that was deep inside me, and it would just, when I seen some places go, it would like I'm losing a part of my family.
Yeah. Which place that closed hurt you the most?
Oh man, that's hard to say. I lost this good bar too. It was on Irving Park in Narragansett called the Family Bar. They welcomed me like family.
Yeah.
And that was a good bar. You could shoot, you throw darts there. You could play pool. You could drink. There was some good-looking women in there.
Yeah.
It's just you don't see stuff like that. I mean, a bar, but they tried to make a go of it, but the COVID thing kind of just shut them all down.
And that was it, huh?
Yeah, and then I've lost bars out in the suburbs too, that hurt me also per se because you take them in and they welcome you, they embrace you.
Yeah.
And it is what it is though. You'd have to I have roll with the punches now.
How often are you not embraced?
I had an altercation with some crazy psycho bitch yesterday. I'm just saying, she just came out of nowhere.
She was a worker, or she was a patron?
She said she owned a bar, but and I walked in, but I was saying, where the hell did this psycho bitch come from?
Yeah.
So that's why we named that hot sauce Psycho Bitch from Hell.
Man, she was crazy. Huh?
Just crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of women are crazy, but I love women, but they're just crazy.
What was she mad at you about?
She was mad that that I didn't buy a drink from her, because if I drink in every bar, it gets kind of crazy. But I said I don't mind. I will give you something. But she flipped her switch off and just went crazy.
That was it.
I was a little girl, crazy little one too.
Really?
I've had some big crazy bitches come at me too.
G.I. Joe, you're just letting it fly. Are you ever in a situation where like I'm sure there's been countless fights and just
I seen people thrown in bars right through the front door. I seen people thrown out of bars through the front like you see in an old time movie, right out of the bar in the middle of the street with broken glass and just I seen barroom brawls from hell.
Yeah.
I was in a barroom brawl from hell too.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
That was quite a few years ago on the north side of Chicago. It was a female football team that was in this bar, and they were professional female football players. They're not the lingerie models that people think. These are big, rough bruisers.
Uh-huh.
So the middle linebacker, I walk in, and the middle linebacker comes up to me. He says, G.I. Joe, I heard you're a badass. I go, hell yeah. So she goes, you know what I'm going to do with your badass? I'm going to take you and I'm going to throw you right over the bar. I looked at her. I said, no way in hell. So me and this big bitch locked up in a hold, and we're going over, and I had to break the hold because I said, holy shit, this bitch is as strong as an ox. I felt her power throughout my whole body. So she's coming at me, and I'm giving her elbows and forearm smashes and just trying to keep her great word, but she was out of control. So she goes and grabs me in a bear hug, and she lifts me right off the ground, and I take her ears, and bam, I boxed her ears real hard, so she broke the hold, and she fell down. When she fell down, I ran away.
Holy shit.
When I see her again, I'm going to run away again.
Oh, my God.
So you be careful.
Yeah, man, holy shit.
Yeah.
What? That's no joke, G.I. Joe.
I know it, but I survived it. But that big bitch threw a whole bunch of people over the bar. I said, you ain't throwing me over this bar.
I didn't know you're getting challenged like that. I thought like you're just getting in the middle of altercations and you're just crossfire.
No, it was...
People are coming up to you being like, I want a piece of the G.I. Joe?
No, that was her. Then I was in a bar with some drunken ironworker or something, and somehow hot sauce got in his eye, so he jumped on me, and with we went down, and we broke a table and everything like that, and a bunch of people, him and me were tussling and everything. This happened in Michigan, Flint, Michigan, and we're tussling and everything like that. And I pushed his big ass off of me, and then because he was drunk and out of control like that. But he thought I had threw the hot sauce in his eye. Think that doesn't happen too often. Most people are friendly, they're nice, and they're cordial, and they want to be served, and they want to have you next to them, and they want you to talk and be part of the action,
Yeah. So how'd you get the name G.I. Joe?
I was in the military.
Okay.
Spent some time in the military, and I did a few things, and I can't really divulge a whole lot of that because it happened. But that was part of my life.
Yeah.
So that's how I conduct my life now, with the structure and the focus and the discipline and the honor, the camaraderie. I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I keep my hair short, high and tight.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Did you go overseas and everything?
I did a lot of things, right. Did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of things. Some things good, some things bad, but hey, that's how life goes.
Yeah.
But I survived. I was a survivor.
And you still wear the camo pants.
Yeah, that's part of my MO.
That's your thing. Because you're G.I. Joe. People also call you Sergeant Slaughter because you look like the wrestler.
The Sergeant Slaughter, too.
Yeah.
And all that. Sergeant Salami.
Sergeant Salami.
And my stripper name is Major Meat.
Major Meat. I like that. Major Meat.
That's
what do you think, going on at the Admiral later tonight or what?
No, not the Admiral.
No.
I used to like Heavenly Bodies, but the owner's a whack job. And Polecats is not bad.
Okay, not bad.
I was married to a stripper too, but that's okay.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, no shit.
When I saw her, my tongue hit the floor.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit. All right, G.I. Joe.
It is what it is.
Now, when it comes to sausage too, we should say, I think people automatically, they think sausage, they think of like Italian sausage, Polish sausage where they're cooking them. It's not like that. It's like a summer sausage.
A summer sausage. I do sell stuff like that too. I do have fresh Polish, and I have fresh brats, fresh Italian sausage. We try to make it or have it made every week. So it's really good too. But I do carry a good variety of salamis and pepperonis and bolognas and liverwurst. I can go on and on and on. I have about 300 different things.
Yeah, it's a huge menu.
Big
and
menu.
The sauces are big too. One of your biggest trademarks, obviously, is the horseradish.
Oh, the horseradish is out of sight. And the horseradish pickles and the horseradish cheese and the horseradish mustard. So if you're into horseradish, you hit the jackpot. Mm-hmm. It's some of the best.
And be careful with it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be careful with it.
Don't touch your private parts.
Don't go to the bathroom after that.
I don't want you screaming.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. Now, how much do you give away for sampling?
No, I give a fair amount. I like that. I told you. It's important for me for people to taste things. But I tell them if they get out of control, you get a sample, not supper.
Yeah.
You got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
some chow hounds like to eat.
Yeah, and then it's like ice cream places too. Like we just people keep racking them up.
And if I see a big fat guy, what do I say? You don't miss too many meals at your house. I can see that right now.
You're okay.
I see some big women too that like to chow down.
Yeah, I'm sure. This is just. we're gonna show the video. We're gonna do a little bit after this, right? And then we're gonna show the video in stool scenes or a video out on the YouTube channel at some point. We'll show you exactly what it is. But people are really they hammer the samples because you're very generous with it.
Of course, but I like to catch them a little bit off guard because I warn them about the horseradish, like you just said.
Yeah.
And, because it is powerful and it'll take your breath away if you're not careful with it.
Yeah, it's like I went to some steakhouse in like Indianapolis. And
that's St. Elmo's. They're famous.
St. Elmo's. Dude, that knocked me on my ass.
It'll knock you right out.
It feels like your nose is snapped.
Yeah, the hottest horseradish in the country we get from Wisconsin. It's called the Royal Bohemian. It's hotter. It's probably about 4 times hotter than what you had.
Really?
That will take somebody out real hard. That's my friend. He runs a bar, Big John's Club Landmark over there.
I've been there.
You've been there. John's a character, and he gets the hottest horse. He wants me to get him the hottest, craziest stuff I can get my hands on.
Really?
Yeah, John's a good dude. He's a little wacky, but he's a good dude too.
Yeah, that's I've been in the Landmark. It's a cool location too.
Right.
We should say too. I should say we have these beef kits. You do have Italian beef, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we have these beef kits as well, everybody. If you want to go check them out, go to tasterealchicago.com. You can get your beef kit. So these are cool, G.I. Joe. Pretty much it's everything besides the beef. You get a bottle of giardiniera and a bottle of Italian beef seasoning. So you just got to buy the chuck, and you got to put some broth in it, and you got to drop it in your crock pot, and then you'll be good to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to cook. You don't want to cook the beef. You want to warm it up in the juice. So it has to be warmed.
Exactly. So that's nice. Go check that out. TasteRealChicago.com. And like I said yesterday, we're still running that contest. Enter code BEEF, and you will get a nice little discount, 15% off at jpgraziano.com. And if you get the defected beef kit, you will have an opportunity here to win a $100 gift card to tasterealchicago.com or JP Graziano. So one more time, tasterealchicago.com. Go buy your beef kit, try them out. And if you win the lucky Wonka box, the defected box, you will get a nice little extra gift from Jim Graziano. Go check that out. You think so we talked about the mayor how to kind of changing the laws, but do you think it's the younger generation that are killing these taverns? I feel like we're just not out as much as the boomers.
To a degree, you're right, but these are people. They need to mature and they need to get out and and enjoy themselves too. There's sporting type bars too and there's yuppie type places too, whatever you want to call them. But the throwback bars are what I thrive on that, because that's the way I am. I don't mind the newer places. I've been to some. Where's the hell's the name of that? I got a place called the Liars Club on Fullerton and Medill. They're good people too. They're a little bit retro. They're a little kind of wacky too, but that's okay. But they're good. They're good people. They just dress funny and they look like they, some look like the cat dragged them in. But that's okay.
Okay, yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? As long as people are having a good time and they're not bothering nobody.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that's all that matters, G.I.
That's
Joe.
all. When they call that sausage emergency number, I'll come running.
So you do have a sausage emergency number?
24-hour emergency. Don't call me at 3 or 4 in the morning. A lot of wackos do that, too.
Do people do that?
Sometimes they do.
Have you ever delivered a sausage to someone at 3 or 4 in the morning?
I've been 24/7. I had, depending on what's going on. I got some late-night people that just get off, they get their rocks off and they want to sit there and they want to have a big sausage.
Yeah,
I don't care what they do with the sausage as long as you pay for it.
That's all you got to pay for it.
Well, that's it. No free rides for none of you.
Once it transfers hands, you're okay with whatever
That's
happens.
it.
After the transaction goes down. Now, G.I. Joe, you did pivot though. You told me you're doing like car dealerships and things now like that?
Well, yeah, I've been doing that a long time. There's car dealerships. I got my friends at the Webb Boys in Napleton. And there's so many good car dealers. Bob Rorman, the Rorman deal, he's passed away, by the way. He was
Bob
famous.
Rorman.
He was supposed to
famous.
sign my book, and he didn't sign my book. But that's okay, because I got his book, A Fantastic Ride. He started in Lafayette, Indiana. Now he's got dealerships all over the place.
Why didn't he sign your book?
He died.
Oh, all right.
And his son, JR, too.
I guess that's a good reason.
Yeah, but I have his book, though. I wanted to meet the man, I'm kind of a legend, too, and he was a legend in the car business, so I wanted to meet him.
Bob Romer was absolutely a legend. I thought there was a situation where he just was refusing to sign it. But
No. He would, because I met, through the networking I do, I meet people through the grapevine. I met a guy that was in the military, too, that was a Vietnam veteran, and he designed all Bob Rorman's dealerships. He's a good dude. I go to Lafayette, Indiana, by the way, where Purdue is. I have good customers over there. I travel all over the place.
Jeez, what's the furthest you go?
Well, I'll go to Detroit, too. I'm kind of getting famous over there, too, in Motown.
Really?
Yeah. Have sausage, we'll travel.
Where do you live right now? What suburb are you in? What part of the city are you in?
Well, I'm on Arlington Heights too. I have good rapport over there too. I've got a good. We're veterans. I got a good American Legion there.
Where do you rest your head at night? Where's
usually in Arlington Heights.
Arlington Heights. Usually.
So sometimes I sleep with strange places, but we can't always divulge.
Some nights are harder than others.
Things happen. You never know.
No, I feel you. Some nights are rougher than others. How many days will you go up to Detroit? Like you'll just make like a trip and then
I'll
you'll
make a
knock-
trip. I'll spend 3 or 4 days there sometime.
Okay.
So I have good rapport in Detroit. It gets a bad rap, but there's a lot of good people there. The suburbs of Detroit, too, Sterling Heights and Novi and Mount Clemens. I might even have children there. I'm not sure, but that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, dude, that's just, I mean,
I love my children. I love trying to love all their mothers, too, but that's another story.
what do you think about Abe Froman?
Well, if he's the sausage king of Chicago, I'm his big brother.
Yeah, you'll kick his ass.
Oh,
Huh?
if he'll go down 1, 2, 3. That's all.
Yeah, just like the rugby, you'll be fucking no messing around with you.
No way. I'm the top dog, and that's it.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to toot my own horn, but hey, somebody has to.
Yeah.
I like when my horn gets tooted.
yeah. No, I hear you. What about as far as bars right now? You talked about ones that were closed. What are some of your favorite stops now that are still alive?
There's a bar I just passed on Belmont Avenue, and this guy's going to like it. It's called Reed's Local. These people took this bar and they turned it around. It was going nowhere. He named it after his dad. It's a husband and wife team that are in there. They're really good people. They're smooth. They're easygoing, and they have good rapport of people in there. Some wackos too, but hey, that's the way it is.
And why did you always stick to the summer sausage? Why didn't you? This is what you wanted to knock out. Did you think about expanding, maybe do a little other product or?
No, we were trying to do different things all the time.
Yeah.
Some things work, some things don't work. We have a whole line of cheeses that are custom made for us. And a whole line of pickles too. That Big Dick Pickle's waiting for you.
The Big Dick Pickle's waiting for you.
Oh, Big Dick Pickle.
And how big's that Big Dick Pickle?
Well, he's not that big, but he tastes good.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's our horseradish pickle, by the way. It's really good.
Okay.
It's a signature pickle. Then we got other pickles too that are really nice.
There you go. And now, how long have you had the truck? The truck is.
That truck is my baby. That's got almost 1 million miles on it. I'm 968,000. I'm getting close to that million.
Dude, that thing's seen some shit.
Oh yeah, I just got hit by a deer in Ottawa County, Michigan. He tore off my fender. That son of a bitch came out of nowhere.
How does a truck almost have 1 million miles?
Well, you take care of it. I change the oil every 3,000 to 5,000. It's kind of beat up and everything, but the engine's rock solid. That's a Cummins in there. I've never had a truck like this before.
No. And what year did you buy it?
It's a 2004
Oh, shit.
Dodge Ram. I recommend it to anyone who wants a longevity. I have other issues with the truck too, but the engine's rock solid.
Everything's good as far as that goes.
Yeah, rock solid.
And then the back contraption. So if people don't know, basically the bed is a cooler.
It's a slide-in cooler. I went to Supreme Body in Goshen, Indiana, and they put it on. So it has some miles and some years on it too. It's losing a little bit of its charm, but it's okay. It fits me good. I can't have something too big, and I can't have something too small.
Yeah, because you're right. It's not overly crazy big.
Right.
But it's definitely.
It works good. It's like a walk-in, refrigerator for me.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
walk in,
yeah.
everything's got shelves. It's all clean. It's nice. It's straight. It's organized.
For sure.
And it's, it fits me.
And so you got to pass down from your father. You have kids as well.
I have kids, right.
I saw you say in a different news report that you think it stops with you.
It will stop with me because my kids, I love them all, and I'm even trying to love all their mothers. I love all my kids, but they don't want to have to do what I do. But when they were younger, I made sure that I said, you want to eat, you're going to have to work. So I made sure they knew where the bread was coming from.
Yeah.
So they became a part. And when I went in the bars and everything too, people would say, "Is this your son? This is you." I wouldn't bring my daughters along with me, but I brought my sons with me. They're all men too.
Yeah.
From boys to men. I'm proud of them.
How many kids do you have?
I got a small army of kids.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like 6?
Well, we can keep going, but that's okay.
All right, yeah, Joe. I won't pry you too hard. Now, is there that's a shame though. That will be very sad if there's no traveling
It'll be sad,
sausage
but
like
it'll be
that.
something I'll have to accept, and it's something my customers have to accept. I'm not going to fall off the face of the earth. I might not be able to do what I used to do. That's all.
Yeah, but I can imagine it. Probably this is not an easy. That's not an easy shift. Like you're doing the night shift, you're doing the day shift.
Right.
How many hours would you say you're putting in a week?
I'll put sometimes 100 hours a week in.
100 hours a week.
100 hours a week.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of driving too. When I drive to Detroit or if I drive to Flint in Bay City in the Midland, I drive all over the place.
Yeah.
I just mentioned Lafayette. I go to Ohio too. We got good rapport over there also.
Do you take any days off?
Very few.
Very few.
Very few.
What will you take a day off for?
Probably if I go to a funeral or a wedding,
Okay.
or if there's a family function.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen that often.
Yeah. It's not, okay, I got you.
But sausage is priority one.
I see ya. I see ya. Now, is there a is like with the whole business? Do you think like did you ever want to change it, or have you always wanted to be on the road?
I kind of want to change it too, but people like when I come out. They like to see me. They don't want to buy things exactly online. They want to taste things.
Yeah.
They want to feel the rush. They want to see me. They want, I'm I have a good sense of humor too.
Yeah.
I want to have fun with the people. I want to interact with them. I want to feel the feedback from them too. I want to, I've been doing this so long. I've dealt with the family, with the grandfather, the father, the kids. Even the kids have stepped up and started buying things from me.
Yeah, no, I bet.
If they're, and when I hear their father passed away, it hurts me because I remember. I have a fairly good memory. I remember things like that.
Yeah, that's a long-standing relationship.
Yeah,
for
you build these relationships up, and they change over time, but still, some people move on, pass away. And our life changes, lifestyle changes, but you got to roll with the punches. You got to roll with the flow.
How much longer do you think you got in you?
I really don't know. I'm going to try to last as long as I can.
Yeah.
10 years possibly.
10 more years.
10.
10 more years. How
10.
old are you?
I'm getting old.
You're getting old?
I'm up there.
Yeah. And what keeps you going? Like just you like the...
I like what I do, my drive, and I'm dedicated, and I... been doing this so long, it's like a second nature to me. It's like that's a habit, and I just make things happen with that, and I live off the vibes and everything I get from it. Some things are negative too, Yeah, they need to fix the stinking potholes in Chicago. That's one negative thing. But
yeah.
But
what else is negative?
But, it just some of the people's attitudes, they change, and I don't get along with too many vegans.
Understandable.
I met some militant ones that wanted to have me, but I turned the table on them.
Yeah.
Yep. I was in this bar a few years back, and the owner wasn't there, and there was a bunch of women sitting in this bar, and I'm looking at them and looking at me, and I didn't pay attention to them too close. And then I said, you know what? I'll just bring everything in that the owner needs, and we'll square up later down the road. So his bar looked like a deli counter. I had pigs. He wanted to use me as his meat source. Pigs. And there was chickens, and there was sausages, and brats, and Polish, and Italian sausage, and steaks, and everything. And as soon as I'm done bringing everything in, 4 of these women come up to me, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. I go, holy shit, look at these ugly-looking bitches. Anyway, I'm looking at them, and they're telling me, sir, are you the perpetrator of this dead animal flesh? And I go, hell yeah. And I go, by the way you guys look, you better start indulging. This is not a healthy-looking situation. They all look like a death warmed over. So then all of a sudden one of them says, you know what? You're killing animals. You're wrecking the world up. You're breaking the ecosystems. You're destroying animal families. And they're pounding on me for about 10 minutes. I said, you know what? If you ugly bitches don't get away from me right now, I'm going to turn every one of you into beef jerky and sell you too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they were just too much.
Joe.
See?
People got beef with G.I. Joe.
And then I asked him, why? What, did the funeral director let the back door open? You all ran out of the funeral home? They looked like they were bad. Their skin, their hair, their eyes. You don't want women like this. You don't want anybody like this. They said they were so healthy. I go, yeah, really.
They were not into the G.I. Joe brand. They didn't like the horseradish.
No. Oh, I would have blew them up. Then they asked me if I had a fish tank. I go, yeah, I got a fish tank. Oh, yeah. You know what you did? You just put those fish in a fish prison. I go, really? They go, if I let those prisoners out, other bigger prisoners are going to eat them. So,
yeah.
So they can't stand fishermen and fish.
Yeah. Well,
so they were militant vegans. They got to go.
Makes sense that the vegans wouldn't jive with you, I guess. So.
Per se, there's some vegans that are big and fat too because they eat too many carbs. I ran into them too.
The pasta and stuff. Yeah, for sure. All right, G.I. Joe. Is there anything we didn't get to? Any other interesting story or any other Chicago bar people should know about? Anything in the sausage game?
The sausage game.
Yeah,
we got to get in the sausage game.
Yeah.
No, we have other things too. I have really good steaks, and I got pork chops and burgers and things like that too, that are cut every week, that are cut fresh. So I'm happy with that. I'm just not happy with the price of meat is high now.
Oh yeah,
meat is high, and there's shortages too.
Yeah.
It's hard to get everything you need per se. Mm-hmm. We couldn't get horseradish, for example, for more than a month at one time because they couldn't get the jars and the lids. We sell a lot of horseradish, and when our customers are upset, we're upset. So the shortages don't help out per se.
Yeah,
we need to get the supply lines and the chains and everything going really good again, like we used to have, if possible.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So on that, so I don't mind what I do. It's kind of in my blood.
Yeah.
And it'd be hard for me to stop doing this stuff.
So where can people catch you out? Like where it's luck of the draw, right?
It's the luck of the draw. They can call that sausage emergency number.
Yeah.
I can give it out.
Yeah, you can give it out. Give it out.
Okay,
Of course.
remember the sausage emergency number. It's 1-773-255-6327. And then we'll make it happen. Make a sausage party out of it.
Sausage emergency.
That's a sausage emergency.
Party.
Don't call me at 3 or 4 in the morning if you can help it.
Yeah, okay.
Call early and try to get that big sausage right away.
Get that big sausage bright and early.
Bright and early.
It's got to be a motherfucker too, though. When someone wants something, you don't have it in your truck, but then
it hurts. It's so upsetting to me when I don't have it. And this person wants this thing, like they want big dick pickles, and I don't have them.
Yeah.
I can't give them little dick pickles.
But then they'll just call the emergency number. And
they will. We'll try to rearrange something. I try to work with my customers. It's important. I was just out in Indiana yesterday. I was in a beautiful town of Cedar Lake, Indiana, taking care of my friend Teddy from the southeast side. There's some good people out there. Some good bars out there, too. One called The Shed and one called The Crowbar. They're old throwback. These are old throwback bars. Old school.
I can't believe you travel that far. That's crazy.
No, I'll go anywhere. I tell you, just, it doesn't matter. I'll put the miles on and I'll make people happy. Some of these people are so happy because they can't get this kind of stuff where they are.
Yeah.
If I go to my town in Lima, Ohio, another plug to Lima, it's a good town. It's on the wild side, too. It's like the Wild West out there, but it's okay. There's good people out there.
Yeah.
They got money. They got time. They want things. They want to be entertained. They want to be fed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So
that's kind of how it is. You have a low profile, but it's for a reason. You don't really like kind of divulging about yourself, but you're just the sausage guy. It's kind of better left a mystery, I guess.
Yeah, there's the tamale guys, but there's only one of me, and I'm a traveler, and that's it.
Is there anyone else who does this with a different food group?
There's other people who do steaks and things too.
Ah, okay.
But the sausage game is probably literally me per se. There might be some people underneath the wire that do a few things. Actually, I met some people that make homemade things. I got a bar out in Chicago Heights, that Dino's bar, that they do their Italian sausage, and they make it to the T. They're doing good stuff. Okay, and our sausage is custom made too, made for us. Got my friends out in Melrose Park. There used to be a lot of Italians out there.
Yep.
These people take it serious, though. They want to have a good product.
Yeah.
And they work with me, and I work with them. That's just how you got to do it. This is old school stuff. And then you can make things happen. When you have a good product and you're a good person and you have a good heart and a soul, you get out there and you promote.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. I'll burn the midnight oil. I'll burn candles. Whatever it takes. I'll make it happen.
Doesn't matter. You'll stay out.
No.
You'll stay till close, huh?
I've been out all day and all night several times. It doesn't matter to me.
Man, dude. I believe I've seen you. I've seen you at all times.
You'll see me, my friends at Teaser's Bar. I like them on Higgins.
Oh, they don't fuck around. Teaser's Bar. A couple fights there.
Well, they've had a few issues, over there too. There's some idiots, morons, and whatever. But they have a team that control it. I was at this strip club in Lafayette called Danzers. Once a fight breaks out, these people swarm on these. They don't want the police in there. They swarm on these people. You have to. You got to control the peace.
You can't have that. That's it.
You got to always share your meat with your friends.
Always share your meat with your friends. That's great.
That's part of my rules.
That's a great way to leave us off here. So thank you, G.I. Joe. And then you gave out the sausage emergency number. Anything else you want to give out? Is there like a website or something or no?
Well, if they want to order online, they can check us out or they can ask for me. You can call. It's delidirect.com too.
Okay.
Then I got a Twitter account too. It's got the Salami King on it.
The Salami King.
G.I. Joe Salami King.
Salami King.
That's right.
Thank you for doing this, G.I. Joe.
Well, I'm glad you had me over here. It's interesting. I have lots of stories and lots of life left in me, and I got lots of things to do.
Yeah, you do. So this was it, G.I. Joe. That's the podcast. Thanks a lot. One more time.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Stay positive. Stay healthy.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. That's it for today. We will see you guys next time.